So good morning, all of you. So in yesterday's class, we discussed about advanced knowledge representation techniques. In that, we discussed about conceptual dependency. So this particular conceptual dependency is a way to represent the knowledge about the events that is contained in natural language sentences. So this particular goal of CD, that is conceptual dependency, is one is it facilitates drawing inferences from the sentences. That means if a sentence is given to us, we're going to draw the inferences from that sentence. And second one is it is independent of the language in which the sentences are originally stated. That means whatever language the sentences are, so it doesn't depend on the language it is being written. Okay, right. So coming to the knowledge representation in CD, for example, if an example is given like this, I gave the man a book, then I'm going to write the sentence in CD like this: I P trans, so I past tense, A trans, object, book, R, two man. So I have discussed about this one. Just I will show you the screen. So this is a conceptual dependency. So it is a way that facilitates drawing inferences from the sentences. And second one, it is independent of the language in which the sentences were originally stated. So this is the goal of SCD. Next, coming to the example, I gave the man a book. So I'm going to write this particular sentence as P means past tense, A trans. That means here A trans is nothing but gave. Okay. So A trans. Next, what? O means object. O means object here. Book. So here object is book. Next. Okay. Next R. R is nothing but recipient. Who is the recipient? That means to man. That means the book is being given to man from I. Okay. So I gave the man a book. Okay. So this is how the representation looks like in conceptual dependency. Okay. Next, coming to A trans here. So A trans is nothing but the act. It is the primitive act that is used with the theory. Okay. That means it is nothing but it is used for representing the transfer of position. That means who is possessing what. Okay. Transfer of position means initially I is having the work and it is being transferred to man. So it represents the transfer of position, A trans. Okay. So these are some of the primitive acts here: A trans, P trans, propel, move, grasp, ingest, expel, M trans, M build, speak, attend are just some of the primitive acts in conceptual dependency, right? So A trans here means A trans means transfer of an abstract relationship or transfer of position or transfer of position. Okay. Next. So example for this one is give. Give is an example for this A trans means transfer of position or transfer of an abstract relationship. Next one is P trans. Okay. Here in the previous one A means nothing but abstract relationship or transfer of position. Next P trans is nothing but transfer of physical location. P means physical location. Okay. So that means a transfer of position or transfer of physical position. Okay. For example, go. That means an object or a man is being moved from one place to another place. That is about P trans. Next, propel. Propel means to move or to push. Okay. So application of a physical force to an object. That means if you are applying some force on an object, then it is being moved. Okay, that is nothing but propel. Next one is move. Okay, move is nothing but uh, body, but means body part is being moved by its owner. So movement of a body part by its owner. It is nothing but move. For example, kick. Okay. Next, grasp. Grasp is nothing but uh, to hold something. Okay, grasp. Grasping of an object by an actor. For example, clutch. For example, clutch. That means just placing the hand and moving on it. Okay, grasp. Okay, next one, ingest. Ingest means getting getting uh, getting in, ingesting or digesting. So digest means what? Just after taking some food, it is being digested in our stomach, right? So like that, ingest. Ingest means going in. Okay. So ingestion of an object by an animal. For example, eat. So we can call it as ingest. Next one, expel. Expel means coming out. That means ingest means going in. Expel means coming out. Okay. So expulsion of something from the body of an animal. For example, cry. Cry means uh, just the drops will come out from the eye, right? So that can be called as expel. Next one, M trans. M trans. M trans means M here indicates mental. Okay, mental transmission or mental transfer. Okay, so transfer of mental information. For example, tell. Okay, so the next one, M build. Okay, M build. Okay, M build means building of mental thing or building of mental information. That means building new information from the older one. Okay, suppose you are having some older information, then based on that we are going to create or we are going to build new information. For example, decide. Next one, speak. So speak means production of sounds. Speak means production of sounds. For example, say. Okay. Next, attend. Attend means just listening or focusing on something. Okay. So focusing of a sense organ towards a stimulus. For example, listen. So these are some of the primitive acts. All these are some of the primitive acts which we use in conceptual dependency. And here we have some primitive conceptual categories. They are acts, PPs, that is picture producers. AA means action aiders. Next, PA. PA means picture aiders. Okay. Here we have, I told you some rules here. Rules here. Okay. First rule is rule number one is it describes relationship between an actor and the event he or she causes. It describes the relationship between an actor and the event he or she causes. For example, John ran. Here actor is John and the event here is ran. Okay. So okay, I can write it as PP double arrow act. PP double arrow act. Okay. So here PP means picture producer. Picture producer or the object. Picture producer or object. PP means picture producer or act or object. So here picture producer is John. Next P. P of the above arrow means past tense. P trans. P trans means just running means ran. Ran is nothing but it is past tense. Past tense. Okay. So P. P trans. P trans means here ran. Okay. Ran means what? Just going from one place to another place. I can call it as P trans. That means physical location movement. Moving of physical location or moving of an object, moving of the physical location of object is being transferred. That is P trans. Okay, John P trans. That means P means past tense here. Okay, PP act. Next one. Second one is rule number 2. PP triple line double arrow PA. Okay, so this particular rule number 2 describes the relationship between a PP and a PA. Picture producer and picture aider. That means relationship between the PP and PA. Okay. Next, for example, John is tall. John is tall. So I can write it as PP double arrow triple line PP PA. Here PP is John and PA is here. I'm mentioning the height. Okay. Tall is nothing but it is height. Okay. Height in bracket. I can write it as greater than average. That means taller means his height will be greater than the average height. That's why I'm writing height of greater than average. Okay. This I'm representing the John is tall as like this. Okay. Next, the rule number 3 is uh, it describes relationship between two PPs. That means two picture producers will be there. Okay. For example, John is a doctor. Here, John and doctor. John and doctor. Okay. Uh, these two are picture producers only. Next, and PP double arrow triple line PA. Granted as PPPA. Okay. So here John and doctor. One picture producer is John, another picture producer is doctor here. Next, fourth rule number 4. It describes relationship between a PP and an attribute that is already being predicated of it. Okay, for example, a nice boy. A nice boy. Okay, so I can write it as PA arrow PP. Here picture aider. Picture aider here is nice and boy is PP here. Okay, so nice implies nice arrow boy. Okay, next rule number 5. It describes the relationship between two PPs. That is two picture producers. It describes the relationship between two picture producers. Okay, one of which provides a particular kind of information about the other. Okay, so relationship between two picture producers. Example: John's dog. John's dog. Okay, so PP implies PP. John implies dog. In between John and dog, POS by. POS by is nothing but it is nothing but the position. It means who is possessing what, who is possessing the thing. Okay, so that is nothing but POS by, pos by. Okay, next. Next. So here John is possessing dog, so that's why John pos by dog. Next one, sixth rule number six. Rule number six here is it describes the relationship between an act and the PP. Act and PP. Okay. Next, John, for example, John pushed the cart. John pushed the cart. Okay, John pushed the cart. So here, act. So act, reverse arrow, PP. Okay, in between act and PP on object. So I can write it as John. Here, act is John propel, or I can write as so I'm just writing in another way here. Okay, right, like John propel cart. John propel cart. Okay, John propel cart. So in between John and propel, P means John is pushing something. Okay, John is pushing something. That's why John P. P means past tense. Propel. Here propel is nothing but pushing. Okay, push. Next reverse arrow. O object. O means object. So what is the object here? Cart. So John propel cart. Next one. Rule number 7. It describes the relationship between an act and the source and the recipient of the act. It describes the relationship between an act and the source, act and the source, and the recipient of the act. Example, John took the book from Mary. John took the book from Mary. Okay. I can write it as act or PP. Two picture producers will be there, and next act will be there. Here, R means nothing but a recipient. R means recipient here. PP means picture producer. So now I can write it as John A trans R. Okay, John A trans R. Then I can write the picture producers here. Okay, here the picture producers are John and Mary. Picture producers are John and Mary. I can write it in place of PP. I can write it as John and Mary. Okay, next here John A trans. Okay, A trans is nothing but a transfer of position or transfer of an abstract relationship. Okay, so John P A trans. So P means past tense. A trans. A trans is nothing but here A trans is book here. Book, it is an object, right? So John P means past tense. O means object here. A trans. R means relationship. R means recipient. That means John. Before John is having the book, now it is being given to Mary. Okay. John took the book from Mary. That means Mary is having the initially Mary is having the book. Now it is being given to man. It is being given to a person called John. That means from Mary to John, the book is being. That means now initially Mary is possessing the book. Now John has got the book from Mary. Okay. Like next one, rule number 8. Rule number 8. So it describes the relationship between an act and the instrument. It describes the relationship between an act and the instrument with which it is performed. Okay, it describes the relationship between an act and the instrument. Okay. So John ate ice cream with a spoon. John ate ice cream with a spoon. Right. So act I double arrow, act I double arrow. Okay, so here act is nothing but John ingest. That is nothing but act. Okay, John ingest. So John next ingest. Ingest is nothing but just taking in, taking in. Okay, okay, taking in or getting in. Okay, so John ingest. What is ingesting? Ice cream. It is an object, right? John ate ice cream is over. So John ate ice cream. Ate is nothing but it's a past tense. So John P ingest ice cream. Next with a spoon. Now I can write it as I I uh, John do spoon. John do spoon. That means he is ingesting or he is eating the ice cream with a spoon. Okay. Who here? Who? John. So ingest I. Um, John do spoon. That means he is eating the ice cream with a spoon. That's why do John here. So do is nothing but a here's with which he is doing the thing with a spoon. So spoon is an object here, right? That's it. Next rule number 9. It describes the relationship between an act and its physical source and destination. It describes the relationship between an act and its physical source and destination. For example, John fertilized the field. John fertilized the field. Okay. Act D PP PP. John. So now next. So act here is John P trans. John P trans. So John is fertilizing, right? So John P trans. P trans means fertilizer or fertilize. Okay. So fertilize O. Next D field and bag. Okay. John fertilizes the field. That means uh, he's spraying some seeds or some powder on the field on the grass, right? So from the bag, he's being taking out the fertilizer and he's being spraying um, on the field, right? So D. Okay. Next, this D here is destination. Okay, destination here. Okay, so bag and field, bag and field. So here the source is bag and the destination is field here. Okay, next. So rule number 10. So rule number 10. Rule number 10. It describes the relationship between a PP and a state in which it is started and another in which it ended. That means one it is starting point, another one is ending point. Okay, it is the relationship between a PP and a state. Okay, that is starting state and ending state. So here example is the plants grew. The plants grew. Here PP and 2PS. Okay, here picture producer is plants. That's why I had plants. Next 2PS here are size greater than x and size equal to x. Okay, size greater than x and size equal to x. That means initially the starting point is size equals to x. That means it is at starting point. And now it is being grew. Grew means it is moving from lower state to higher state. That's why size greater than x. Okay, initially the size initial size is equal to x. That is lower state. and now it is being grew. That's why I'm mentioning it as size greater than x. That means size is being grown. Size is being grown from one state to another state. That means starting state is size equal to x, ending state is size greater than x. Okay. Next, rule number 11. Rule number 11. It describes the relationship between one conceptualization and another conceptualization that causes it. Okay. Now I can add it as here have two things. One is first one is here the arrows. Arrows indicate the dependency of one conceptualization on another concept and on another conceptualization. And so we have to point it in the opposite direction of implication arrows. Okay. Next, second thing is the two forms of the rule describes the cause of an action and the cause of a state change. One is action cause. Next one is uh, change of state. Two things you have to mention here. Okay. One is cause of action. Cause of action means like this. So double arrow, under that triple arrow, double arrow. Okay. Second thing is state change. State change means on the top double arrow, next triple line arrow, next triple line arrow. And here one is start state and end state. Okay. Two things. Next. So example here is Bill shot Bob. Bill shot Bob. Okay. Here in the first one, I need to write Bill. The second one, I need to write Bob. Okay. Bill, propel, bullet, gun, Bob. Okay. So Bill, propel. Propel means he's applying. Propel. I told you about propel here, right? Propel means what? So application of physical force to an object. Okay. Okay. Here, propel. That means he is applying some force on the object, right? So what he is on what he is applying the force? Bullet. So he is propel, bullet. Here the recipient is Bob and gun. That means from the gun he is being applying or he is being applying on the by applying on the gun, the bullet is moving from gun to the Bob. Okay, so Bill, propel, bullet, Bob, gun. R means recipient, O means bullet here. Okay, bullet is the object here, right? Next, and the second one is state change. So initially, first one is action is being described. Second one is change of state is to be described. Okay, change of state means Bob, triple line arrow. Next here P. P means past tense. Next health. Health minus 10. Okay. Like that. Okay, that means health minus 10 means after okay. Next, rule number 12. So health minus 10 means from initially from one state to another state, it is being okay. It is being from one state to another state, it is being its value is being updated, right? Next one, rule number 12. It describes the relationship between a conceptualization and the time at which the event it describes occurred. Okay, for example, John ran yesterday. The relationship between a conceptualization and the time at which the event is describes occurred. This is between conceptualization and the event. Okay, John ran yesterday. John ran yesterday. Okay, so here I arrow double arrow. This means John. Next on one side John. Next, P trans. John P trans. John P trans. Mm, next, yesterday. John Peter. That means John. Next, P trans means location of object. That means physical location of an object. Okay, it is a physical location. That means position. That means transfer state from one place to another place, or the physical movement location. Physical movement location. Okay. So John here P trans. P trans means nothing but ran here. Okay. So John ran. So here P means past tense. John ran. Uh, uh, Next, at what time? Yesterday. So John P trans yesterday. Okay. Here P indicates past tense, and yesterday indicates the at what time it is being happened. Next, rule number 13. It describes the relationship between one conceptualization and another conceptualization. That is the time of the first. Okay. Okay. So example, while going home, I saw a frog. While going home, I saw a frog. Okay. I can write it as double arrow, arrow, double arrow. Okay. Here, the two things here. One is I on the above, and he and the below also I. I P trans O I D. Okay, the D is nothing but destination. Okay, D. So while going home, I saw a frog. So while going home, that means who is going home? I. Okay, so I destination here is home. Next, I P trans. That means he is moving from one place to another place. Okay. Next, on the under below, and it means in the sentence I have two things. One is seeing a frog, and another one going home. Okay. So going home is over in the above one. The second one is I saw a frog, and to represent this one. So M trans. M trans means mental transformation. That means to see. Mental transformation means to see. Okay. So what does he see? A frog. A frog. And next one, arm is recipient here. Next here, eyes and CP. Eyes and CP. Okay. So eyes, that means with what he's seeing, with what he is seeing the frog, eyes. Eyes, CP. CP means conscious processor. Conscious processor. Okay. That's it. So next to number 14. It describes the relationship between a conceptualization and the place at which it occurred. It describes the relationship between a conceptualization and the place at which it occurred. So example, I heard a frog in the woods. I heard a frog in the woods. PP implies double arrow. So here I heard a frog in the woods. Okay. So here picture producer is woods here. Okay. I heard a frog in the woods. So PP is woods here. Next double arrow. M trans. M trans means mental transformation. That means transfer of mental information. M trans. Okay. So heard, hearing is nothing but M trans. Okay. Next object is here frog. Next recipient is here ears and CP. CP means conscious processor. So all these eyes, ears, nose, all the other are the conscious processors. Okay. So ears, CP. Okay. Now now let us see another thing, that is set of conceptual tenses. So conceptual tenses are nothing but past, future, transition, start transition, finish transition, continue, interrogative, negative, delta, timeless, conditional. All these are some of the conceptual tenses. Okay. So these are proposed by Shank, a person named as Shank. Shank. Okay. P means past tense. F means future tense. T means transition state. Next, TS means start transition. TF means finish transition. K means continue transition. Question mark means interrogative. Slash means negative. Delta means timeless. C means conditional. So these are some of the conceptual tenses proposed by Shank. Okay. Next, in the next class, we're going to discuss about script structure. Now let me see how many have attended my class. Today also very few members have attended the class. Only 61 members. I don't know why the count is being decreased day by day. I already told you that this is the final attendance considered for your writing of external exams. Still, only few members are attending the classes. I don't know why. Only 61 members attended the class. So this I'm stopping my class. So I once again request all the members to attend the classes regularly, because this is the final test that is being considered for your writing of external exams. So please be attentive and please attend the classes regularly. Otherwise, you are going to lose your attendance. If you lose your attendance, then there is, if this is the final attendance considered for your external exams, then it will be a problem for you, because 75% attendance is compulsory for attending the exams. So you already know about this one. So I once again request all the members, all the students, to attend the classes regularly so that you can get full attendance. Thank you. With this, I'm stopping my class. We'll just discuss the remaining topics in the next class. Okay. Thank you.